the Giants may have been blocked from getting a successor to Saquon Barkley in the draft. And this is a guy that I know that Rob and I thought pretty highly of. We said he was the best running back in the draft, and we did our analysis there. And the rumor is the Giants were blocked by the Panthers from getting Johnathan Brooks, running back out of Texas, who they end up taking in the second round. I'm not sure if we got blocked like to the point where like, oh God, without him, our season is over. Like, I don't think that was the scenario, but I don't doubt that somebody the Giants would have looked at potentially. So the Giants ended up being, taking him in for a top 30 visit. So there definitely was at least some interest in at least getting to know him ahead of the draft. The Panthers traded up to be one spot ahead of the Giants to draft Brooks. Obviously, the Giants lost Saquon Barkley in free agency there. We did obviously go ahead and get Devin Singletary, we alluded to before, so I'm not sure how big of a loss the Giants view it as. But GM Dan Morgan, though, was seen on a video released by the NFL that saying, hey, the Giants had him in for a visit, point blank, when they made the trade to get ahead of the Giants for that. Morgan and Giants GM Joe Schoen did end up working together in Carolina, too, as well. So, and the other interesting part that was released on that was prior to the Panthers trade, they actually called up Joe Schoen about trading spots. So they tried to trade up with the Giants. The Giants said no, and they went ahead and got ahead of the Giants, thinking the Giants wanted Johnathan Brooks. So I'm going to pose a question to you, Rob. And this was not anyway rehearsed, because I'm kind of curious to see what you think about this. Let's say the Giants go up in the second round, and that trade didn't happen. Johnathan Brooks and Tyler Nubin are both on the board. Who are you taking? It's a tough call, isn't it? It really is. Like,
yeah,
people are acting like this is a slam dunk. Like, would have taken, and I see a lot of people talking about it and posting about it. Everybody's acting as if we take Jonathan Taylor.
Brooks.
I'm sorry, Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah. I was like, JT's been in the league a while now.
We're taking all the home improvement people. But everybody thinks we're taking Johnathan Brooks automatically. Like, I'm not so sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, everyone was ecstatic when we got Nubin.
Yeah.
So now because I don't know, it's because it's the one that got away, possibly, that we're like,
oh, the one that got away.
That was a terrible pick. We should have had Brooks. Like, it's like a tough call. Like, we got Singletary to replace Barkley as a stepping stone. He's not the guy. He's not the dude that's going to be here forever.
Yeah.
Like, we all hoped Barkley was going to be
here for a couple years.
Yeah. But they will replace him. And, like, I don't know. I wasn't that crazy about this running back, like, draft.
You know what my issue is with this whole thing that no one is talking about in the story? Johnathan Brooks tore his ACL. They don't even know if he's going to be ready for the season to start, at least. He'll be playing at some point in the season, obviously. We've talked about it before. ACLs, what happens? It takes 1 year to get fully back. So am I really going to draft a guy in the fourth round that I'm going to have for 4 years on a rookie deal? And the first year, I'm not able to see the real him.
Yeah, I mean, that
I would take Tyler Nubin over him.
Yeah, pretty much just off that, but like it's
and the injury. Listen, if he was fully healthy, I would take Johnathan Brooks in a heartbeat over Tyler Nubin because I think he's that good a player. But with the injury issue, I can't do it. I got to take the guy who we're going to try to replace Xavier McKinney with because I already have the guy that we're going to try to get Saquon Barkley to replace with.
I think,
and you see all the time like 4th, 5th round guys that get drafted at running back and they make it. You don't see that with safety. That 2nd, 3rd round is that really that sweet spot for a lot of safety picks, and that's where we got Nubin.
You're not wrong. I mean, Nubin, just alluded to it yourself. Like, I think our bigger hole between the two positions is at safety.
Yeah.
And you take a guy at a position that normally does well in the NFL. And I'm not saying he's going to be McKinney. I'm not saying any of that stuff. But, like, if he doesn't – he plays at 7% of what McKinney played at. We got a top-tier safety.
Yeah.
We know that Singletary could already play at 70% of what Barkley's doing.
Yeah.
And that's conservative. He's probably playing more than
85 more, to be honest.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That was very conservative.
OG Saquon, when he first came in the league, he's like 60%. But current Saquon, just to be clear, because somebody will think we're crazy for saying that, but current Saquon.
No.
6 years into the league, Saquon. Like, there's a difference.
Big difference. You got a guy that, he could miss a couple games, 5 years ago. Well, not 5 years ago, 6 years ago, like, and still throw up crazy amount of yards. But then you got a guy like Barkley last year, like, he was good. Was he Saquon's freshman year?
I think the only advantage that I would see over taking Johnathan Brooks over Tyler Nubin is because of the fact we're kind of trying to stop with the Jones excuses. You know what I mean? Like, you can okay, listen, we got you a top flight receiver round 1. We fixed your offensive line in the off season. Now we're going to get you the top running back in the draft as well. So you can try to, have that. Like, that's the only positive I could have seen is like you're trying to load up to help Daniel Jones and see what he really can do. But you would have left such a hole at safety. And granted, you could have got somebody later on, obviously, similar to how we got Tyrone Tracy Jr. later on from Purdue as a running back, instead, since we didn't get Brooks. But to me, you got a starter that you needed a spot filled at. And you got a guy that you like how he played in college. He was a ball hawk. To me, he's a better player because of the fact that he plays a more important position. And you didn't have somebody to fill that position, whereas you had somebody who could fill the position at running back.
Correct.
So,
the biggest.
How much we blame the Panthers on this? The Panthers could have been fooled, honestly. Like, we might have not even gone for him, as John says. Thanks a lot, Panthers.
We could have high indexed him. You don't know. We should picks.
It happens.
Or you waste your first round.
It happens in the NFL all the time, guys. So,
thanks for listening to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. We appreciate your support.
Thanks so much.